Hello, dear students of grade 6. This is Ms. Munaya speaking. In our session for today, we're going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of using GMOs in farming. And later, we're going to write an opinion paragraph about it. First, what are GMOs? Let me remind you, in case you have forgotten. GMOs are genetically modified organisms created by scientists, where scientists change the DNA of the species by introducing traits from another. For example, if a certain type of plant does not grow properly or is affected by certain conditions, external conditions such as the weather, farmers can change the DNA of the plant to help it resist these external factors. However, ever since GMOs were created, people have developed different opinions about it. Some people support the use of GMOs in farming as they only think of the advantages, whereas others refuse the idea of using GMOs in farming because of the disadvantages they believe GMOs have. First, let's outline some of the disadvantages that people believe GMOs have. Some people believe that using GMOs harms the environment by destroying certain species and affecting others by altering the food chain. The plant with pink flowers is called milkweed, and butterflies usually eat their plant for food. So, when farmers use pesticides and herbicides, they destroy that plant, milkweed. And when this plant dies, butterflies won't have food to survive. So the numbers of butterflies or the butterfly population around the world is decreased because of that action. Others believe that GMO farmers use lots of pesticides and herbicides, and that affects us human beings and our health. They believe that pesticides and herbicides are loaded with harmful chemicals that once they are sprayed over fresh plants and vegetables, the plant would absorb these chemicals, and once we human beings eat these plants that have been sprayed with harmful chemicals, we will develop certain diseases and eventually get sick. However, in the past 20 years, ever since GMOs have been created by scientists, recent research has proven that GMOs have many benefits. First, let's look at some of the advantages of GMOs. If a farmer uses GMOs, it can help that farmer to save water as they don't need as much water as regular crops. For example, if a farmer is planting a certain area of land of 100 meters, of a 100 meters in size, he would need, for example, let's say 10 gallons of water for this season. But if he is using another type of seed that is not a GMO, he would need 20 gallons of water for the same purpose. Moreover, using GMOs help farmers to save land for other purposes such as buildings, parks, and community centers, because farmers can grow more plants in the same area, and they can save other pieces of land for other purposes such as making buildings, you making national parks, or they can create uh, other community centers in that area. So the farmer who doesn't have to plant a large area of land to make the same amount of crops. Moreover, other advantages for GMOs are really important, because if a farmer uses GMOs, he can grow more food in the same area, just as we have just discussed. And when farmers grow more plants, more produce, they can sell them to fresh food markets. And once they sell their produce or the crops that they have planted, they can get money. So this is really good for the farmer, economically and personally. Moreover, GMOs help farmers to reduce the use of pesticides and herbicides as they can resist weeds and insects naturally. When scientists create the GMO crops, they actually introduce or work on creating crops that do not need lots of herbicides and pesticides to save trouble for the farmer and for human beings. So, a farmer using GMO crops won't need to use lots and lots of pesticides and herbicides. So, this is one of the best advantages of GMOs. Another advantage of GMOs is very important for many countries because it can help save poor and hungry people by creating GMOs that have already added health benefits. Some GMOs have naturally more vitamins and minerals than other types. Look at the picture in front of you. These are two types of rice. The white one is the one that is natural, whereas the yellow rice is the one that has been modified by scientists. And this type of yellow rice has lots of added vitamins and minerals, and this can actually help in a global problem our world is facing, which is world hunger. So, if farmers plant more of this healthy type of rice, they can help poor and hungry people around the world by using a type of product that is already with an added benefit. On the other hand, other GMOs or other GMO crops can stay fresh longer for certain periods of time in the supermarket. Instead of having your tomatoes or your zucchinis or your oranges spoil after 1 week, you can have them last for a longer period if they are stored correctly. So using GMOs in this case can help you as a person to save money, can help supermarkets to have fresh produce for longer periods. So in this case, here we have positive advantages for GMOs, not just for the farmer, but also for all of us. So now tell me, what do you think? Do you still think GMOs are bad? Thank you.